to change. Let's use an example. The serpent and Eve in the garden, and Adam. Adam and Eve came into a knowledge of a thing, that they would have to go through cycles to come to terms with. Not so that they could unknow it. They would not ever be able to unknow it. But so that they could gain leverage and a handle on it. So that they could make it serve them instead of them serving it. You see, when Adam and Eve first came into the knowledge, and they found out that they were, it was too much for them to understand and for them to handle, they became subservient to the knowledge. They were not endowed with the knowledge needed to be able to command it. The knowledge was so profound that they ended up bowing to the knowledge and needing this outside source to help them along their way in navigating the paths of life. They would have never needed the outside source had they not gotten this knowledge. And they will go through transitory states to come to terms with the knowledge and grasp certain levels of control over the knowledge. So they would go through certain states in their lives of activity where they would chip away at wrestling with this knowledge and working it in so many different directions that they would learn some forms of mastery over this knowledge, over themselves. Because the knowledge was intaken, it was given internally in the mind. The stimulus would need to change itself in a way for them to be able to approach it. They would need to learn how to manipulate it from its initial conveyance, display, into parts and pieces in which they can utilize at will in different scenarios. The information, the stimulus, the person would need to change itself in a way for them to now see it in a different light. The information, anyone getting a tremendous amount of information, or even a minute amount of information, if they don't understand it, if they don't know what to do with it, they will see it as a challenge. It's always challenging. Anything we can't understand, anything that we don't have knowledge of, we fear, and we find them to be challenging because we don't have an answer to them. Yet with our wrestlings of them, we are now able to see them in a new light, in a new way, in a new perspective. Thus, even though you can't unsee or unknow what you know or what you've seen, you are now able to see it in a different way in which it can serve you and be useful to you. And that's the thing with people in our lives, situations that may come upon us.